Everyone, I'm Ryan Fletcher. Along next to me is Randy Coleman as we are live here for our regular season finale tonight in Hoxie, Arkansas. Randy, as Walnut Ridge, travels a very short distance, I guess you could say across town, to take on arch rival Hoxie Mustangs.
Is this the closest rivalry? Geography.
So I at halftime interview is Jeff Blake, and I asked him that question because I said, hey, this is a rumor, I guess. I don't know if this is true or not, but my understanding is if you walk so many feet beyond the Walnut Ridge actual school district that it sits on, you'll be in the Hoxie school district. He said, no, that's a fact.
Wow.
So, I don't know how you could argue that it's that there's one that's any closer.
And and we've talked about this, that there is probably not a more heated rivalry in Northeast Arkansas, maybe even the state, because obviously it goes way back.
Sure.
But over the past couple decades, there's been a lot of, maybe extracurricular activities that have stemmed from action on the field. So throw the records out.
Yeah.
We know that Walnut Ridge is headed to the playoffs. We
Right.
know that Hoxie is not. But there is nothing that Hoxie would rather do than to end their season and put a damper on Walnut Ridge's season heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, when you think of these two teams, for years, Hoxie has won this conference, finished at the top. And when I talked to Coach Sears, he's proud of his guys. He says they've worked hard this year. He couldn't ask for more of them. And I think he's going to get a lot out of them in tonight's ballgame.
Well, Tom Sears is one of the he's got to be the longest tenured coach in Northeast Arkansas.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that's been around as a head coach longer than him. And you got Jeff Blake, who's relatively young,
Right.
but he's established himself in the program at Walnut Ridge.
Yeah.
So you got two first-class coaches, two great ball coaches. It's going to be a great game.
I think it is too. With all that being said, we need to go ahead and send it to our coaches show. Again, I sat down at my desk, and we did a little Zoom action this time with Coach Sears. Caught up with him. He talks about the team. He talks about this rivalry and this game. Again, Randy Coleman, I'm Ryan Fletcher here on the NEA Sports Network.
And now, the Coaches Show on NEA Sports Network.
I want to welcome everybody to our coaches show of the Walnut Ridge Hoxie Mustangs football game Friday night, November the 7th. And it is our season finale, last week of the football season. Here with Coach Sears. Coach, appreciate you taking the time out to do a coaches show with us. And if you would, just talk to us a little bit about your team and the season so far.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for doing this, having me on, and representing Hoxie. It's a lot of people would look at our record and think that we're having a bad year and this and that, and as far as what we expect, yes, as far as record wise, but our kids have been phenomenal this year. I've enjoyed every practice, every game. I think that we have got the most out of those guys. They have been dialed in every week, and if, I think anybody you ask that we've played against, those guys have played as hard as they absolutely can. And we just haven't got a lot of breaks this year. We've had some injuries, and we don't like to make excuses around here, so I'm not going to. But that's just the truth of the matter. And some games could have went either way if some of those situations hadn't happened. But you just deal with it, and we teach our guys to be tough and move on and deal with what you got in front of you. And so with that being said, we got a very good Walnut Ridge team coming to our place Friday night, but I couldn't be more proud of our guys though. They man, sometimes when you go through years like this and you have kids miss practice, you have kids quit, you have this and that go on. We've not had a single bit of that. And I think that's a tribute to our kids and our coaches, and they've come to battle every week, and it just hadn't worked out for us through some of the games this year. So, but I am very proud of them.
Well, and coach, there's been some games that, as you mentioned, some bad breaks and that sort of thing, but you played some guys, some teams very tough in a 3A3 conference that, uh, there's three or four teams in there, my goodness, that are just really, really good this year. And, this conference usually is pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's a battle, every single week for you guys.
Yeah, very good coaches. First of all, every team in our conference has got a very good quality coach that has their teams prepared, and there's some very, very talented kids in this conference. And if you make a mistake here or there and don't do your assignment right or miss angle, that you're going to be in trouble. So, it gets you ready though. If you can compete in this conference and get yourself in the playoffs, you know that you can play with anybody in the state. So that's kind of how we always look at it.
All right, you mentioned that you guys will host Walnut Ridge. This is one of the big rivalries in Northeast Arkansas, as any fan in the area understands. I was able to cover and broadcast the game last year, and I really enjoyed that. And looking forward to seeing it from at your stadium this on Friday night. But before we kind of talk about that game in itself, just talk to me about you guys specifically, offensively. Talk a little bit about personnel and what we can expect tonight.
Yeah, we've been in the flex bone offense this year, which I think has suited our kids really well for what we had coming back, and what fit us to be able to compete with people, and I think that's held true. I think it's kept us in games, given us opportunities to play with people, and maybe in other offenses and such, we wouldn't have that opportunity. So it's been really good to us. We've been battling some injuries and stuff with our skill guys, but it's just what it is. Football's a physical game, and we prepare our guys all year to battle and be able to make it through a 10-game season. But sometimes stuff just happens and out of your control, and so we'll be just trying to deal with those through the season.
I assume run heavy.
Run heavy. Now we do like to throw though too, and I think that is the great thing with the flex bone is once you establish that run and people got to figure out how to adjust to it, they kind of forget their passing game assignments. And we've had some really big plays this year in the passing game. And Dylan Barnhill has stepped in our quarterback and has done a fantastic job of not only running the option and running the offense of throwing the football too with off our play action game, off of our sweeps and our counters and such. But our big guys up front have done a great job of changing from a zone type scheme of a option type scheme out of the gun to being under center and everything looking to hit quicker and coming off the ball and all the adjustments you have to make. And those guys have done a really good job for us. And Max Slaughter's been our guy at fullback, and it all starts with your fullback quarterback in the flex bone. And man, he's done a great job in there pounding away and getting those tough yards and making it tough on people.
Talk to us a little bit about on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, with that defense, we've had a tougher time this year, and there's no really reason for it. We just haven't played as good as solid football as we like to play, and particularly just hadn't tackled well in open space. And like we said earlier, if you don't tackle well against the guys in space in this conference, you're going to be in trouble. And we've had some great schemes. Coach Williams has done a great job. He's been frustrated, and we've went to work every week trying to find answers and personnel changes. And at times we've played really good, then we'll give up some big plays. And we just it's been frustrating. It has. So hopefully we can put it all together this Friday and change those things.
Well, and now we'll talk about this game. It's a big rivalry matchup. There's just that little bit extra that everybody wants to play for, and a lot of times you can say you throw the records out the window. Walnut Ridge obviously is a very good football team. They can score and run the football very well. Talk to us a little bit about this rivalry and what to maybe some keys to success to stop Walnut Ridge.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game for these communities. been doing it for a long time, and it's exciting. You know, kids get up for it because they see those kids, each other in church. They see them at McDonald's. They see them, everywhere. So it's a 365 bragging right type game, and everybody knows that. So both teams are going to throw everything they got out there and probably play even better than each team has all year. That's usually what it boils down to. And you said it, you hit it on the head there. Is you can throw the records out the window. It's not going to matter on Friday night. There's been plenty of years where we've had the better team and they've played our tails off. So we expect to do the same thing Friday night. They're very talented. They've got a good football team. They're big up front on both sides of the ball. They got some guys that can run. So we got to do a great job of giving them difficulties in their run game, being strong up front. And in the past, that's where our kids here, we've always had some big old guys, and we still got some big old guys that are strong up front. So we got to contain Jace Blake. He's run the ball really well this year and also throwing the ball well. So we got to contain him, try to keep him under wraps. Obviously, you're not going to stop him. You just got to contain him and slow him down. And hopefully they have some mistakes and miscues and that we can take advantage of. But offensively, we got to control the football. We got to do what we've been doing this year is run the ball, sustain the ball, and put points on the board and hopefully put them in a situation that they're not ready for. So our kids are excited. We've had a great week of practice and you don't have to get them all geared up for this game. They're ready.
All right, Coach. Well, I want to thank you. This has been our coaches show with Coach Tom Sears and the Hoxie Mustangs.
For 140 years, homeowners and DIYers have trusted Barton's for their home improvement needs. From small projects to remodels to building a home, our experts are here with the tools, knowledge, and advice to make your project a success. With 10 100% employee-owned locations across Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri, delivery, installation, and free design services, Barton's is your trusted partner for every project. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
At Glen Sain, we've spent over 70 years trying to do things the right way, with honesty, heart, and hometown pride. With 4 locations across Paragould, Rector, and Kennett, we offer a wide selection of GMC, Chevy, Buick, and Ford vehicles, and service centers to keep them running strong. We're a family-owned business, and we treat every customer like one of our own, because after 70 years, that's what matters most.
Hey, Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually, we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
No matter what the job calls for, contractors can count on Barton's. With your own dedicated sales representative, you'll get personalized support and accurate material takeoffs to keep your project on budget. Need flexible financing? We offer in-house accounts and financing options. Plus, take advantage of our product holding, on-site delivery, and professional installation of flooring, cabinets, and vanities. Supplying local contractors for 140 years. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
Since 1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Glen Sain, we know extra time is hard to come by. Your hands are full, your days are packed, and time doesn't slow down. We work hard when you have a service issue. With full service centers at each of our 4 locations, we will always do our best to make it convenient for you and your busy lifestyle. Thank you for trusting our family with your family for over 70 years.
A Ritter Go-Getter gets everything done, and Ritter Gig Internet can handle a ton. You'll create art for the whole world to see, find new ways to support all your teams, and arrange new arrangements for arranging your screens. You'll game, you'll stream, you'll bike till you can't, create filtered water for you and your plants, or watch video instructions for hemming your pants. With Ritter Internet, look at all you'll accomplish, connect all your devices, and, schmabomplish? With Wi-Fi this fast, there can be none better, so get in touch and be a Ritter Go-Getter.
When you ask someone about their favorite show, there's a good chance it's on CBS or Fox, 2 of the most popular networks in the country. When you ask someone where they go for local news and information, they usually say Northeast Arkansas News. When you ask someone how they grew their business, they'll probably tell you they advertise with KJNB. When you add it all up, top-rated networks, local focus, and dynamic advertising, you get more than just a TV station. You'll get a hometown friend. KJNB. This is who we are. This is home.
Our journey began way back in 1891 with a group of folks who believed that this community deserved a local bank. Well, it's been over 130 years, and we're still the only true community bank in Northeast Arkansas. Our core beliefs in supporting the places that we call home hasn't changed, and it never will. We care about you. We care about our communities, because every journey matters.
Get ready for action. Glenn Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day, Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day event live. KJNB, this is home.
Northeast Arkansas, it's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside. Greene County Tech versus Ridgefield Christian. Searcy versus West Side. And the primetime showdown, Brooklyn versus Nettleton. Can't make it in person? Catch every game live streamed on the NEA Sports Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss the 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic.
Local basketball star Austin Reeves is part of the Central Dealerships team. And just like Austin, we want you to join our team as well. So score big with your new or used vehicle from Central today. Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually, we are. Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. We have the perfect ride waiting for you and exceptional service. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today.
Prestige Plumbing offers a wide range of residential and commercial services to meet every customer's needs. Whether it be new construction or a remodel, Prestige Plumbing is fast and efficient with the best quality service for their customers. From water leaks to slab leaks to new sewer lines or handicap showers, Prestige Plumbing should be your first call for all your plumbing needs.
Be sure to watch the NEA Sports Network as we bring
it right there. Want to welcome everyone back to Hoxie, Arkansas. Ryan Fletcher here with you. Along next to me is Randy Coleman as we have our final game of the regular season. We do plan to have at least one playoff game, Randy, but tonight it's all about the rivalry. And here in Lawrence County, that is between the Hoxie Mustangs, who are about to kick off, and the Walnut Ridge Bobcats.
Here we go. I mean, this is rivalry, and I don't know what they're doing here.
And they're going to try an onside kick to start this game, and Bobcats are going to land on it. And didn't really, and I don't know if it traveled the proper distance there, but interesting first play of the ball game.
Well, they came out with a little bit of an odd set there. They had 4 wide on both sides outside the numbers and 3 guys in the middle, and he made a little swing toward the ball and just didn't get quite enough of it. Gives Walnut Ridge great field position.
That they have, and Walnut Ridge, a team that we covered earlier this season, has a lot of offensive firepower. They're going to run the football, and there's a guy that's going to run it, and he's headed straight to the end zone on the first play of the game, pretty much untouched. Touchdown, Jace Blake, about a 50-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and that's what we saw a lot of this season earlier, against Truman, and golly, just, it looked like it might be an outside run, and he just cut it back up the middle, and there was nobody there, and he just took it straight to the house.
That is something else. That kid has got some wheels on him.
Yeah, it is, like father, like son, and he's a junior. It's going to be fun to see how he progresses going into his senior year.
Trying for 2, and it's good. So just like that, it's 8-zip with 11:50 to go here in the first quarter. Walnut Ridge leads it on the NEA Sports Network. We have returned here to Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. Kickoff now. Hoxie on the return, and they're going to cross the 35, and we'll have respectable field position to start for them. But my goodness, Randy, 10 seconds into this ball game, Jace Blake takes one to the house.
Well, I know that's not how Hoxie anticipated this game starting, coming out with the onside kick and then, giving it right to Walnut Ridge, and Walnut Ridge, just goodness gracious, on the first play just cuts it back inside, and Ryan, there's nobody there.
No, there was not, and he just accelerates as good as anybody I've seen this season. We'll hand off. It's going up the middle, and it's not going very far, maybe a yard.
Yeah, Max Slaughter, I know we heard, Coach Sears talk about him in the pregame show. He's in the flexbone offense, the fullback is going to get the majority of the carries. It's going to be fullback, quarterback, and get a lot of movement out of those slot backs. But so we're going to see a lot of Max Slaughter tonight. But it's trying out, just filling them out, seeing how the defense is going to set.
Quarterback under center, handoff quickly into the hands of Slaughter, and a short gain. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 to 7 yards.
And there's a couple variations of the flexbone offense where some teams will run a majority power type stuff where they're zone blocking. Interesting to see if they're going to run true triple option flexbone tonight. So, once we see them start keying on that fullback, we'll see if the quarterback starts keeping it and running with the pitch man.
10 minutes, 27 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Handoff again to Slaughter, and they'll pick up maybe another yard or two. It's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go, and a decision to be made here early for Tom Sears. Will he go or will he punt?
I don't think it's much of a decision. I think they're going to go for it, and they've had carries of 2, 3, and 2. They're sitting here 4th and 2. I think we'll see a lot of the same, probably quarterback action right here.
Looking over to the sidelines. And we have a timeout that's going to be taken by Hoxie. We will go ahead and take a timeout with them and be back here in just a moment on the NEA Sports.
Ask someone about their favorite show, there's a good chance it's on CBS or Fox, 2 of the most popular networks in the country. When you ask someone where they go for local news and information, they usually say Northeast Arkansas News. When you ask someone how they grew their business, they'll probably tell you they advertise with KJNB. When you add it all up, top-rated networks, local focus, and dynamic advertising, you get more than just a TV station. You'll get a hometown friend. KJNB. This is who we are. This is home.
Our journey began way back in 1891 with a group of folks who believed that this community deserved a local bank. Well, it's been over 130 years, and we're still the only true community bank in Northeast Arkansas. Our core beliefs in supporting the places that we call home hasn't changed, and it never will. We care about you. We care about our communities, because every journey matters.
We have returned here to Hoxie. It's 4th down and 2 yards to go. The Mustangs going for it early, being aggressive. We got a man in motion. Quarterback looks to keep, and I think he's got the first down.
Yeah, definitely got it. And that's just, you run a lot of fullback, and that time quarterback takes a little drop step, lets the fullback lead up in the hole, and he gets right behind him and gets a nice 3-yard gain and convert for the first down. And this is the recipe that Hoxie's going to have tonight. The old saying, is the 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Mm-hmm.
But more than anything, they need to control the clock, control the ball, convert on 3rd and 4th down, and maintain, keep Walnut Ridge's offense off the field.
Well, and yeah, you're right. And I think avoiding just plays like that first one, I mean, you can't have that. Another keeper right there. And that's going to be the biggest gain of the night for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and that's what you see them right there. It looks like they're running true option football, so they ride the fullback in there. He reads that defensive tackle. Defensive tackle commits to the fullback. He pulls it and just follows where that defensive tackle left, and he gets a nice gain and gets them into Walnut Ridge territory and gives them a 2nd and short.
That it is. 2nd and 4, 8:31 to go in the opening quarter. We're down on our clock camera right now. Hope to get that fixed very, very soon. Quarterback this time hands off. That's a first down and then some as he'll cross the 35-yard line. Slaughter with a gain of nearly 10 yards. It may have been over 10 yards. And the Mustangs have another first down.
And, when the flex bone is working like Hoxie's kind of got it going early tonight here, it's really fun to watch because it's really, you're playing chess, and you're just looking at the moving parts on the defense and seeing who they're taking when you have fakes everywhere, and that time they just give it to the fullback. It's a nice read by the quarterback Barnhill there, and now we got the quarterback sneak.
There you go, big gain, 6 yards. It'll make it second down and very manageable.
And here's what's interesting about that too is, Walnut Ridge came out in an odd front, so they've got a nose guard and then 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends, and they're working B gap with the fullback, so outside the guard, and they move to an even front, so leave the center unguarded. And they just have a quarterback sneak there. Now they get them to jump off sides and convert for another first down.
There you go. Speaking of officials, tonight's crew is referee Brad Davidson wearing the white hat, umpire Kevin Truelove, head linesman is Eddie Price, line judge Brian Gunnell, side judge Stephen Tyre, and field judge Tony Davis. So they got 6 out there tonight.
They switched to that a few years ago, and it really, really does make a big difference. Without a single back judge in the middle of the field, there's a lot of area in the field that gets calls missed when there's only 5, and so I really like the switch to 6 officials.
All right, so first down and 10. Handoff this time goes into the hands of – do you see that, Rand? Number no, that's not Slaughter. That's Rodney, Aiden Rodney.
Yeah, and they just try the little speed sweep from the slot there going in motion, and Walnut Ridge played it really well. First negative, rush of the night for Hoxie. And, that's what they've got to do. They've got to stay positive yardage, get themselves in 3rd and 4th downs where they can manage and don't have to put the ball in the air.
6 minutes 8 seconds, here in the opening quarter. Handoff this time to Slaughter, and he stuffed. No gain right there, and it's going to make it 3rd down with now under 6 minutes at 5:55 to go, and the Walnut Ridge leading at 8-zip.
And one thing they've done on this drive is really, run a lot of clock, which is key for Hoxie tonight and staying in this ball game. But they've kept it on the ground. Now you're sitting at 3rd and long, but you're in. You got 2 down territory. Anytime you got 3rd and long, you want to get half the yardage back. So, Cole Sears right here is going to try to dial up a play to get half the yardage back.
This time up the middle, and Slaughter gets some yards, a gain of about 5 or 6. So now it's going to be 4th down. Ball's going to be at around the 20-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down and 6 yards to go.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll pass it here, but I definitely think you'll see Hoxie attack the edge of the defense here. You just can't afford to run it up the middle. Cole Sears, Tom's son, is the offensive coordinator for Hoxie and does a great job. And, because Hoxie over the years has gone from spread to flex bone to whatever they needed to do with the team they had.
All right, we've got a timeout that's going to be taken. We'll go ahead and take another one, too, and be back here in a moment with an 8-zip Walnut Ridge lead on the NEA Sports Network.
When you ask someone about their favorite show, there's a good chance it's on CBS or Fox, 2 of the most popular networks in the country. When you ask someone where they go for local news and information, they usually say Northeast Arkansas News. When you ask someone how they grew their business, they'll probably tell you they advertise with KJNB. When you add it all up, top-rated networks, local focus, and dynamic advertising, you get more than just a TV station. You'll get a hometown friend. KJNB. This is who we are. This is home.
Our journey began way back in 1891 with a group of folks who believed that this community deserved a local bank. Well, it's been over 130 years, and we're still the only true community bank in Northeast Arkansas. Our core beliefs in supporting the places that we call home hasn't changed, and it never will. We care about you. We care about our communities, because every journey matters.
We are back here in Hoxie. 4th down, 6 yards to go. The Mustangs look to go. They pitch it out, fumbled, picked back up. There is a flag thrown, and as of right now, the way it looks, it's going to be a turnover on downs, but there is a flag.
Yeah, they did, they did get it out to the edge. A little surprised they went to the short side of the field and to the boundary, but I think that's probably going to be a hold from where that's thrown, and it'll give Walnut Ridge the ball here.
And you're exactly right. I'm sure that will be declined, and they will have the football. So Walnut Ridge back at it. A nice drive for Hoxie, but it is stalled with 4:33 to go in the opening quarter, and the Bobcats leading at 8-0. And one thing you notice there, Randy, I mean, Coach Sears takes 2 timeouts, both on 4th down plays to draw something up, but the focus and purpose of getting points early in this game and trying to make his own statement.
Yeah, no doubt, and but the big key for Hoxie in this ball game tonight has got to be, stopping.
Yeah,
Walnut
and
Ridge.
he got one guy that might catch him down the sidelines to the 10, to the 5. He is going to be ruled out of bounds, but what an unbelievable run by Carter Morse.
And Carter Morse, again, they do that direct snap. This time they put a little flair on it by motioning Jace Blake out of the backfield, but he gets a big run right up the middle again. Now we've got a flag downfield,
and everybody's walking back. This
must
could
be
be a hold.
block in the back.
Okay,
I bet down that far down the field.
That makes sense. Did you see it specifically, Randy?
I did not see who they called it on, but that's going to take a 70-yard run and turn it into a 15-yard run. So, unfortunately for Walnut, and at that point, he's way out in front of everybody. There's no need to even make contact.
So, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. They've got it at the 46-yard line, still in their own territory. Mustangs have got to come up with some sort of answer here, and they had it look like Blake stopped in the backfield, and he gets some yards. There is a flag, however.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the flag is on the tackle with a face mask or if it's a hold. I'd have to think coming from the side judge and the white hat, it might be a face mask.
Yep, you got it. Well, it'll be 15 yards and an automatic 1st down.
Well, and just right now, unfortunately, every break is going against Hoxie, and you can't do that against a good football team. It looked like they had good defensive penetration, good stop, for a short gain, but unfortunately get a little face mask there.
Got a run here for the Bobcats, a gain of a few. That time is Callahan, I believe.
Yeah, Jasper Callahan, that's just a little – they've shown action to the right there really every snap that they've taken tonight, and, they counter it running back inside with Jasper Callahan, and he gains 3, but, good job by Hoxie's defense right there.
Jace Blake has the football. He will cut, and a missed tackle. There's going to be a 1st down. Down the sidelines, he did not step out of bounds. He's going to run it into the end zone for a 37-yard touchdown.
Wow, and, you just see his athleticism because he gets to the sideline. You think he's going out of bounds, and you can see him right here. He just tiptoes down the sideline and then accelerates to the end zone.
Well, and I don't want to say guys gave up on that play, but I think they thought maybe they were going to get him knocked out of bounds.
I think you're right.
And that you can't assume that. And now Walnut Ridge up 14-zip. They will go for it again here for 2. It's Blake. He'll throw this time back of the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. And I believe that was caught by Jersey Cunningham. So with 2:59 to go in the opening quarter, it's 16-0 Walnut Ridge on the NEA Sports Network.
Get ready for action. Glenn Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day, Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens.
We are back here in Hoxie. We're going to short kick. And it will better be picked up in a hurry, and they will slide on it. And I think that maybe the Mustangs thought it might roll out of bounds, but it did not. And they're going to have good field position. So, Randy, 2:59 to go in the opening quarter. Walnut Ridge and Jace Blake specifically has put 16 points on the board. Mustangs had a decent drive that kind of stalled out in Bobcat territory. They need to try to move this ball this time and get some points.
Well, he's got 3 carries for 89 yards so far and 2 touchdowns, so I'd say he's been pretty efficient. But, you know, Hoxie moved the ball well. Now they just need to come back, same focus, and try to get control the clock some more and get the ball in the end zone.
Not a bad run right there to start on first down. He'll pick up 4 to 5 yards, and it'll make it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, and that was Aiden Rodney there on the little slot give, and just goes in motion, turns into an old-fashioned kind of blast. I like what Hoxie's doing offensively so far. Just they just got to be perfect, and it's just hard to do on a Friday night.
You're right. There's a nice carry into the hands of Mac Slaughter, and he will pick up a Mustang first down.
Yeah, and this. If you think on Saturdays you're going to see Army run this offense a lot, and they do it as good as anybody,
right.
And you really need the mixture of that fullback, that Max Slaughter's providing, but a lot of the really good flex bone offenses, you'll see a lot of quarterback running. We've yet to see that tonight.
I think maybe one time, and that's been it. They go handoff, and he's going to be smothered in the backfield. That was Barnhill that had the football, but a nice tackle in the backfield by the Bobcats.
Yeah, and Dalen Barnhill on the carry right there, and just great play there on the defensive end. He gets penetration up the field, and just Barnhill could not outrun him around the corner, and takes a 4-yard loss.
So, and I tell you, when you talk about this style of offense, you certainly can't afford to have those type of plays and then expect to try to get 14 yards on just 2 downs. They fake the pitch, quarterback keeps, and he is hit maybe at the line.
Yeah, and that was Bryce Bullard right there on the tackle, and they tried just a little quarterback counter with the toss action as the counter part of the play, and Walnut Ridge is all over it. We've seen, Dylan Barnhill carry it a few times tonight from the quarterback position, but he just hadn't been able to, break free, and it's really put them in a situation where they're gonna have to put the ball in the air and to get some big plays tonight.
I think you're going to see right here they're going a quick pass. It is complete, cut back, and how about that? That is very close. I don't think he got the first down. Well, it depends on who's going to give him the spot here. The judge here on our side No, they're moving the chains.
They
It's a
are
first
moving the
down.
chains. That's a pretty good spot right there by the officials to give them the first down, and as the first quarter comes to an end.
It will. 16-zip Walnut Ridge, but Hoxie's driving here on the NEA Sports Network. We have returned here for the second quarter of action. The Bobcats leading this one 16-zip. Jace Blake has been the lead guy in terms of scoring for the Bobcats so far, but now the Mustangs looking to drive. Handoff. It goes to the right side, and a gain of a couple. It's going to be second down.
Yeah, Max Slaughter there on the fullback dive, and you know, you like what Hoxie's doing. They just can't. They've got to stay out of the negative plays. You know, they run a nice little tunnel screen back there, you know, on third down when they got into the trips receiver set, and nice pickup on that third down to keep the clock moving and keep possession of the football. And now they go back to that traditional flex bone.
The only pass play of the night, I think it's the biggest offensive play they've had tonight. This time is Rodney who's got the football, and he will be brought down close to the far sideline. It's going to be third down, a gain of maybe a yard or two.
Yeah, and you know, right now there's just a good mix, you know, inside, outside. You almost think of it as like a boxer. The fullback and the flex bone offense is the body blows. Your quarterback and your slot backs that are going in motion have got to be the haymakers. And right now, you know, the one thing that's keeping Hoxie from getting points on the board is they hadn't had a haymaker yet.
And that one's going nowhere. They fake the pitch, hand off to go up the gut, and just nothing.
Yeah, and you know, unfortunately, just going backwards a little bit right there is going to be, you know, put them in a fourth and medium. So, you know, where if they get into a situation where it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, they can work Max Slaughter, who's been effective tonight, but now they're going to have to get out on the
I was
edge.
about to say here for just a second, you had a receiver all by himself, and now they've got him covered, although they're extending a great deal of room there. There's only 2 seconds now on the play clock, and I believe Hoxie will have to take a timeout. We'll take one, too. It's 16-0 Walnut Ridge here on the NEA Sports Network.
Hey, Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded yet again General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
Back here in Hoxie, 4th down, 5 yards to go. They are at the Bobcat 44, and for the 3rd time at least tonight, actually 4th time tonight, they find themselves in a 4th down and critical situation. And the quarterback is going to be sacked for a loss. He never had any type of prayer to make something happen right there, as they sent a slew of folks.
Yeah, and they try to give a little bit of run action and to set up a pass, and he had no time at all. I mean, as soon as he got turned around with his foot set and looking downfield, he had people in his face, and he had to tuck it and take the sack.
All right, so turnover on downs, 10:23 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The Bobcats leading at 16-zip. They go handoff, and that is Jace Blake, who's just going to run out of room. He'll be knocked out of bounds, and a gain of 3.
Yeah, and
That's more than 3.
They give a little action there, and here's the one thing that you really enjoy in watching these two offenses. There's a lot of misdirection with the motion, and in that single wing that Walnut Ridge runs, I mean, there's the spinner back as well, and you get to see a lot of different. Now you got shifting everywhere.
Good grief, that's crazy. And the guy with the football, after all of that, is Jasper Callahan, and the Bobcats are going to work their way into a 1st down.
Yeah, and and that's just coaches having fun right there. And I'm sure the players love doing that in practice and working on it, and getting, because you saw as every guy flip sides of the ball by Walnut Ridge, Hoxie's defense was doing the same.
Here we go. There's a flag. So, Randy, in a situation where that's going on, what designates a false start in that situation?
I would think it would have to be on the center in that scenario,
because he's the only guy that's not going to move.
That's correct.
I will say this: the toughest job of any person on this field tonight is with me. Because both of these styles of offense with that much motion and trying to figure out who's got the football, this is a tough job right now.
Well,
I'm just telling you. Oh, no, it's offsides.
Okay, so I guess what we got there was on the when they're flipping sides and Hoxie's doing the same, somebody had to get into the neutral zone.
Okay. I just wonder if maybe they threw a flag, because just for the heck, I mean, it literally would take instant replay on here to really be able to figure it out, I think.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I don't really mean that. But all right, Blake's got the football. Blake still on his feet. He will be brought down, but he's got a 1st down as he's pushed forward.
Yeah, and, I think Coach Jeff Blake said, okay, let's get back to something a little more traditional and do what they did the first couple plays of the game for Jace and just run that outside zone, and you just see his balance and his ability to make cuts and his power, through the tackles.
So a carry up the middle for a gain of about 3 yards. And, Randy, it's interesting as you kind of watch a play like that develop, the guys that are further in the backfield, they're moving after the play. They're trying to make the defense think they've got the ball, and particularly on that play, it almost made it look like they were trying to fake a direct snap that went over their head.
Yeah,
almost.
well, Brogan Tate serves as the up back, right? You'll see him number 47 up there close, and that time they direct snap it to him, and everybody else just kind of acts like the ball snapped over the head of the center or head of the quarterback, and he goes right. It's really like a quarterback sneak, but with a little flair.
Yeah. All right, so another 1st down for the Bobcats as they are in the red zone here.
And one thing about these two offenses is they don't put the clock keeper to work very much because that clock is rolling as much as that ball's
mean, with
being
these
run.
two styles of offense, he might have the easiest job of the night. I don't know. Headed to the end zone, and the Bobcats are going to score a touchdown.
And that's Carter Morris right there, and just a little cross fake, and he keeps it right over, left guard and gets up the field and breaks a couple tackles and finds his way in the end zone.
And I'm going to tell you, Randy, I mean, I don't know if the young man was ever even touched on that play.
It wasn't until, right at probably the 1 or 2 yard line you see there on the replay where he had to get into the end zone. But just the action in the backfield is so impressive by Walnut Ridge tonight. And then you got great athletes carrying the ball too.
22 zip. They will go for 2 again. And it is same guy that scored the touchdown. He's going to just walk it on in for 2. That's Carter Morris. So 7:36 to play. Here in the second quarter, Walnut Ridge leading it 24-0.
Get ready for action. Glenn Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day, Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day event live.
There's kickoff. It's going to be fielded, and here comes a return. And had just a couple of guys left to beat, but a nice return there, close to the 40-yard line. I think they'll spot it at the 39. So
Aiden Rodney on the return right there had to retreat a little bit on the ball that scooted on the ground, and does a good job of getting it and getting upfield. And like you said, he was a man or two away from taking that one to the house.
All right. 7:28 to go. The Mustangs find themselves down 24-0. First time tonight a Bobcat other than Jace Blake puts points on the board. There's a quick handoff. I believe it's Slaughter, and I don't know if there was a loose football. I think there is, and Walnut Ridge is acting like they may have it. We're about to find out. They're just going to say it's down.
Yeah, it looks like they're keeping ball to Hoxie, and Max Slaughter's done a good job tonight. Has had a 10-yard run on the night, but a lot of 3-yard carries, which in this offense a fullback's going to get a lot of that. But he's a hard-nosed, tough kid. Coach Sears really likes him, and you can see why tonight, because he's a really good football player.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Handoff, and nothing there.
Yeah, and I know that's probably an option, and I don't think that's a straight dive by the fullback, and the quarterback's whatever he saw, he decided to give it, and I coached the flexbone offense early in my career, and we would always tell the quarterback, when in doubt, give it, just because anytime you're the exchange and you're not sure about it, you want to make sure that number one, you're taking care of the football first.
3rd and 8. They go with a handoff again. That will be it looked like he just took the ball out of his hands, and I think they're going to say he was down again.
Yeah, I think
Knee
his
down.
forward momentum had stopped anyway, and so at that point, the ball is dead.
So it's 4th down and 5 here. They're at their own 42-yard line, and now Coach Sears, they're taking some time. Play clock is not running. It's still set at 25 seconds with 5:45 to go in this game.
And, this has been the tale of the game so far tonight. Hoxie's got, situations where they've gone for it on 4th down and try to convert, and they've only converted one time on those 4th down conversions, and it's really, given Walnut Ridge a chance to make more plays offensively, and that's just he's streaking open down the middle, just the ball a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't imagine being asked to throw the football when you rarely get to do it and ever just finding a way to get into a rhythm. So, yes, the intended receiver was Dalen Barnhill. He was wide open, and as you mentioned, he was overthrown.
I wonder what the conversation between the Barnhills is like when brother's streaking open and he doesn't get it.
I actually, in the football preview of NEA Sports Magazine, I interviewed both of them. They talked a little bit about their dynamic and what that looks like, but both very complimentary of one another at the end of the day. So both seem like good kids. And a missed tackle and down the sidelines, and he'll be driven out of bounds at the 20. But what would have been a first down now is a first down and about 10 to 12 extra yards.
Yeah, and that, Jace Blake with a nice throw, Carter Morris with a nice catch. He breaks a tackle, and do we have a flag?
It's a sideline warning that's going to go against the Mustangs. One thing I look at, and one thing halftime interview that will be coming up soon is with Coach Jeff Blake. I just kind of wanted to catch up with him, allow him to talk a little bit about his guys since we didn't get a chance to do a home game for them, and talk about the very good season that the Bobcats have had. There's that. Going to look for a pass. It is going to be incomplete. There was a receiver. That intended receiver was Jersey Cunningham, who was wide open. But one thing he did discuss, Randy, when we were at Truman, Jersey Cunningham, who entered the season as a starting quarterback, he had been the starting quarterback for a while. He was injured. Of course, Jace moves in, takes over, and it's hard to argue that guy doesn't need the football in his hands at that position because of, A, how fast he is, but he can sling it a little bit too. But what you got to appreciate about this team, and one thing that Coach Blake was very complimentary of, was he talked about how they've got this really good group of 11th graders and 10th graders, but it's the senior class and the senior leadership. When you got a Brogan Tate, when you got a Jersey Cunningham, a guy willing to move from the quarterback position to a wide receiver spot, and they've used him in that wide receiver spot in some pivotal situations this year.
Yeah, and, any good football team is going to have upperclassmen that lead, and whether that's a senior or a junior, you can definitely tell that there's great chemistry with this football team. And I think you've probably got to have that, coming with the head coach, whose son is one of your best players, if not the best player. I bet those guys spend a lot of time with Coach Blake and with Jace, and I bet there's a tight-knit little group there.
Well, and another thing you'll see is a lot of these guys that we're calling for right here, a lot of these especially these skill players, they play on the basketball team too. Made the regional tournament last year. Me and Brad Davis got to call a game in which they eliminated Manila over at Harrisburg in the district tournament, and they went to the regional. But a bunch of these, as I mentioned, skill players play both sports. We got a timeout. We'll take one, too, and be back here in just a moment. And we have returned, 4th down. And look at Jace Blake go. He's still on his feet. He's going to be shy of a touchdown, but the thing that had to happen there was a first down on 4th and 6, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, and, it looked like you see him. He's looking downfield to throw it, and then he decides to tuck it up, and he just runs right through that tackle and then tries to keep his balance. But Hoxie catches him right before the goal line, but a nice run by Jace.
Well, he did all the work right there. I'd want the football, but he's not going to be the guy that gets it that time. It's going to be Carter Morris who's going to score his second touchdown of the evening on a 1-yard run. And, of course, they will go for 2 again. They currently lead it now 30-0.
Yeah, and, just super impressive. And, I know we'll talk about it a lot in the second half. As Walnut Ridge kind of moves throughout the rest of this game, and they're going to have a playoff game next week where they'll be hosting.
They will be.
And it's going to be fun to see how this team competes in the playoffs because they've got a bunch of good-looking kids that can play really good football.
Got a pass play. It's going to be into the end zone for 2 points. That's Jace Blake that will haul it in. And with 3:13 to go, Walnut Ridge leading this one 32-0.
Prestige Plumbing offers a wide range of residential and commercial services to meet every customer's needs. Whether it be new construction or a remodel, Prestige Plumbing is fast and efficient with the best quality service for their customers. From water leaks to slab leaks to new sewer lines or handicap showers, Prestige Plumbing should be your first call for all your plumbing needs.
Be sure to watch the NEA Sports Network as we bring you live coverage this football season. From week 0 to the playoffs, we bring you rivalries and great matchups to go along with championship coverage. Be sure to watch each game at the NEA Sports Facebook page or the NEA Sports YouTube page. NEA Sports, putting Northeast Arkansas student athletes first.
Work them. And we have returned here to Hoxie. Kickoff coming. It's a low liner. And it's fielded and not going very far as it was Aiden Rodney on the return.
I got to tell you what was most impressive about that is how he fielded that off the bounce because that ball is a line drive and skips very quickly off the turf. And if I had to guess, I bet Aiden Rodney's a baseball player.
I was going to say that's what in baseball they call that a screamer, and that's exactly what that was. Coach, we were talking about Walnut Ridge will host a playoff game, and Coach Blake said today, he said we already know who we're going to play. It's Dumas. And
yeah.
They're traditionally known for being pretty good.
Yeah, I know Dumas and Drew Central played last night, and that was basically for the 3 seed, and Drew Central beat Dumas 21-7. So that kind of cleared up that playoff picture. So yeah. Now, are Dumas the Bobcats also?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll look that up here in a minute.
Right now. I want to know.
I think that's.
I'm gonna be impressed if you pulled that one.
Well, yeah, don't start counting on it yet.
There's not
and
much.
You get to see, the upperclassmen that you were talking about in the, before the break. You get to see it on defense as well because Brogan Tate, Carter Morse, all the guys that we're kind of talking about on the offensive side of the ball are doing the same thing defensively. They're really good players.
All right, we got a timeout. We'll take 1-2 and be back here in just a moment.
Prestige Plumbing offers a wide range of residential and commercial services to meet every customer's needs. Whether it be new construction or a remodel, Prestige Plumbing is fast and efficient with the best quality service for their customers. From water leaks to slab leaks to new sewer lines or handicap showers, Prestige Plumbing should be your first call for all your plumbing needs.
It's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside.
We are back here. 3rd down and long. And we are inching close there to a first down on the carry. Who was that, Coach?
That's quarterback Dylan Barnhill. So, yeah, great job right there. He kept it on the option and forced the defender to choose, and he gave a little ball fake, cut up the field for a 9-yard gain.
They're going to try to hurry up. Maybe a sneak coming. It is. They're trying to get the extra push, and I don't think they got it, Coach.
Well, here's the deal. It depends on which spot you're going with, huh?
It sure didn't look like it to me, but the spot's looking pretty good.
Yep, it's over the 34-yard line. Yep, he gets it.
And I'll say this, that second effort, that second push might have propelled them to that first down, and in a spot that where I'm at, I got a pretty good angle on it, but may have not seen that. So no matter what, it is a first down, and on a big 3rd down 9-yard run, and then they get the the half-yard pickup. So 1st and 10, 1:27 to go on the clock. And now we've got a potential for a big play right here, and he's going to be brought down. No flags. That run was by Aiden Rodney.
Yeah, just a nice little, counter, right there to the slot back, Aiden Rodney, and Aiden Rodney does a good job getting upfield. Almost breaks it, but Jace Blake closed in
Really
and made the good tackle. And actually, as they were going down, he's trying to rip the ball from Aiden Rodney but couldn't get it away.
I said no flags because it was from behind, and he tackled a little bit high there. So not saying there was anything wrong with that. Quick pass over, and that's an incomplete pass. That was forward. Trying something maybe a little bit different right there, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, and, when you're one of the best downs as an offensive play caller is 2nd and short because you can dip your way down and deeper into the playbook, and they try a little quick screen right there, but the defender out here it's number 6 Braden Croney was playing it really well, so I don't know if it was complete, if he'd have got much out of that.
Nowhere to go on that play, and they'll have to blow it dead. Coach is upset over here on the Hoxie sideline as player was kind of thrown down after the whistle blows, but no flags on the play, and it is 4th down and a loss on the play of about a yard. So 34 seconds to go. It looks like a timeout will be taken. We'll take 1-2 and be back here in just a moment.
Get ready for action. Glenn Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day, Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas.
Hoxie will punt the football for the first time tonight. Not a bad one. It's going to be fielded, and here comes a return. Down the sidelines, Jace Blake will run it out of bounds, and great field position with 24 seconds to go. They will have the ball at the Mustang 45-yard line, and with a chance to put some more points on the board and to get that clock going in the second half.
Yeah, and that's why Coach Blake called the timeout there, knowing that, if they got to stop on fourth down, they were going to get a short field, and they got the same thing after the timeout when Hoxie decided to punt. Now they get the same short field after a good return by Jace Blake, and they're going to try to get some points on the board right before the half and get the sportsmanship rule in effect.
Blake goes to his weak side. Now he's going to cut back and reverse and nowhere to run to, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield, actually. I don't think he got even back to – well, they're going to say he got back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. There's 10 seconds on the clock, and I believe there's no more timeouts left. That is going to be the last play of the first half. The Bobcats lead this one 32-0, and Randy, we're going to send it to halftime. But a reminder for the halftime show, I was able to catch up with Jeff Blake today. He talks about this game. He talks about his team. And he talks about what lies ahead as the playoffs loom. Next week they'll host Dumas, as we both talked about that. So check out the interview. We're going to send it to halftime. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Well, welcome everybody to our halftime show with Coach Jeff Blake here for tonight's game as we watch the Hoxie Mustangs and the Walnut Ridge Bobcats go at it, Coach. One of the best rivalries in Northeast Arkansas, especially when it's out there on that football field. Just talk a little bit about that rivalry and what you know of it.
Oh yeah, it's just the whole field or the whole town just shut down. The whole town shuts down, and they all go to the football game. You can just throw records out the window. It don't matter what each team's records are. It'll be a battle tonight, and that's how it always is. You can expect that, and it'll be a hard hitting football game.
What is it about this rivalry? I mean, obviously proximity. My understanding, and this may be false, I don't know, but I've always understood that the campus of Walnut Ridge is literally butted right next to Hoxie School District. So I don't know if that's true or not.
Yep.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, that's true.
So, proximity, I don't know if there's anybody that you could argue that has two schools that, aside from you could say, a bigger city, a Jonesboro that has, Valley View, Brook, something like that within a town, but not like what you guys have in terms of.
It's 1 point. I think it's from our football field to theirs. It's like 1.6 miles.
That's great.
So yeah, it's super close. I mean, the only thing I could think of that'd be closer would be like a Drew Central that's right on UAM's college campus. So that'd be like the only two schools that I could see that'd be closer to each other.
Talk to me, you guys have had a very successful season this year.
Yep.
I believe right now stand 4-2 in the conference, and in a really, really tough conference that I will argue until the cows come home that is in 3A from a competitive standpoint is the best in the state. And, place you in another conference, you may be conference champs. I mean, that, and you could say that about, the guys that's in second or who's right behind y'all. But just talk about the success y'all have had this year.
Yeah, it's been a great year. We've had different guys step up for us. Just like you said, our conference is tough. I know, like Rivercrest, they're going to be our conference champs, and they only beat Hoxie by a touchdown. That's just how close our conference is. So. Each and every Friday night it's going to be a battle. You just got to make sure that you're winning the turnover battle, and that way you give yourself a chance to win. And that's how it is each and every Friday night in this league. And you try to get a good non-conference schedule to make sure that it gets you prepared for it. And I think we do that. I think our non-conference schedule gets us ready for our conference slate. And you just got to go out there each and every Friday night and perform.
Now, we were able to cover the Truman game earlier in the year. It was an odd scenario with what they had going on, but got to see a little bit of you guys. Your quarterback at the time was injured, but Jay stepped up, and I think he has played that position, some quite a bit still this season, and he's having a good year. But just talk to us a little bit about offensively what y'all look like. I know you got a lot of firepower.
Yeah, we still got Jace back there. You got Carter Morris and Jackson Brady kind of going back and forth at fullback right there. Carter's more of the big 215-pound bruiser that we use him for, and then Brogan leads the way at blocking back, and then Jasper Callahan, a sophomore, he plays that wing spot for us. And we moved Jersey to receiver just to give us more of a threat there, and he's done a great job there. We've thrown for more yards this year, and we have the past 5. So he's giving us a better option out there. And then Jersey also goes back there whenever Jace needs a break, and he plays that quarterback spot for us. Just kind of give you a 1-2 punch there. Just keep everybody fresh, and that's what you need. Whenever you're playing tough teams, you're going to need somebody to come in and give your guys a break, and just give them a spell. That way, later on in the 3rd and 4th quarter, you're ready to go, and your guys are fresh.
Obviously playoffs, we got to get through tonight, but it's not going to be an easy matchup without question, just given the rivalry. But let's take a peek ahead. What's it projecting like right now, that when, where, who you guys might end up playing?
Yeah, we'll host next week. We've played well enough. We'll get to host a playoff game next week, and we know who we're playing now. We found out last night. We'll be playing Dumas, so that's always a tough team, and they're very athletic. So we got Dumas coming to town next Friday night. So it'll be a hard battle, and then you win that one, then you go to Mansfield, who I think's number 2 team in 3A. So it's just, but that's 3A football. I mean, you probably got 20 teams that can beat anybody on any given night. And I think it's just as wide open as it's ever been.
I don't disagree with you at all there. If there is something maybe this season that has come maybe as a surprise to you, maybe from your team or from a specific player or two that's kind of had a breakout campaign, or just something to that effect, what comes to mind?
I would say just how young we are and how well our young guys have played. We start 5 juniors and we start 4 sophomores on both sides of the football. So that's 9 guys that you're relying heavily on that are very young, which that's good for the future. But just seeing those guys grow as the years went on and how much better they've gotten. We've had some of those guys play a lot of downs, like Carter Morris and Jace and those younger guys. They've played a lot of downs for us. But the other guys that have really stepped up, and they've played some really good football. And that just helps you for the future. But that all goes back to your senior leadership and just how well. We only have 7 seniors, but they do a great job of leading our team, and they do a great job of keeping everybody in check and making sure that they're focused and ready to go, because this is their last go around, and they want to make sure that everybody's keyed in and ready to go on Fridays.
Well, and I can tell you just from the few times I've been around Brogan and Jersey, and I know there's more, but you're right when you mentioned that. It seemed like they seem like they're very good kids.
Yes, they're very good kids.
And I think
they're all smart too.
Well, and I thought so. They seem they speak very eloquently, and just probably a pleasure to be around as well.
Yes. Yeah, they're the epitome of student athlete, and they take it very serious, and they're all going to have bright futures after high school.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking just a little bit of time to get on with me. This is our interview for halftime tonight, and certainly wish you guys best of luck moving forward in the playoffs.
Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all.
At Glensane, we know extra time is hard to come by. Your hands are full, your days are packed, and time doesn't slow down. We work hard when you have a service issue. With full service centers at each of our 4 locations, we will always do our best to make it convenient for you and your busy lifestyle. Thank you for trusting our family with your family for over 70 years.
A Ritter Go-Getter gets everything done, and Ritter Gig Internet can handle a ton. You'll create art for the whole world to see, find new ways to support all your teams, and arrange new arrangements for arranging your screens. You'll game, you'll stream, you'll bike till you can't, create filtered water for you and your plants, or watch video instructions for hemming your pants. With Ritter Internet, look at all you'll accomplish, connect all your devices, and, schmabomplish? With Wi-Fi this fast, there can be none better. So get in touch and be a Ritter go-getter.
No matter what the job calls for, contractors can count on Barton's. With your own dedicated sales representative, you'll get personalized support and accurate material takeoffs to keep your project on budget. Need flexible financing? We offer in-house accounts and financing options. Plus, take advantage of our product holding, on-site delivery, and professional installation of flooring, cabinets, and vanities. Supplying local contractors for 140 years. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
Since 1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded yet again General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
For 140 years, homeowners and DIYers have trusted Barton's for their home improvement needs. From small projects to remodels to building a home, our experts are here with the tools, knowledge, and advice to make your project a success. With 10 100% employee-owned locations across Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri, delivery, installation, and free design services, Barton's is your trusted partner for every project. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
At Glensane, we've spent over 70 years trying to do things the right way, with honesty, heart, and hometown pride. With 4 locations across Paragould, Rector, and Kennett, we offer a wide selection of GMC, Chevy, Buick, and Ford vehicles, and service centers to keep them running strong. We're a family-owned business, and we treat every customer like one of our own, because after 70 years, that's what matters most.
Get ready for action. Glensane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day. Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day event live. KJNB, this is home.
Prestige Plumbing offers a wide range of residential and commercial services to meet every customer's needs. Whether it be new construction or a remodel, Prestige Plumbing is fast and efficient with the best quality service for their customers. From water leaks to slab leaks to new sewer lines or handicap showers, Prestige Plumbing should be your first call for all your plumbing needs.
Be sure to watch the NEA Sports Network as we bring you live coverage this football season. From week 0 to the playoffs, we bring you rivalries and great matchups to go along with championship coverage. Be sure to watch each game at the NEA Sports Facebook page or the NEA Sports YouTube page. NEA Sports, putting Northeast Arkansas student athletes first.
Milligan Heating and AC works to serve the Northeast Arkansas community in meeting all of your HVAC needs. Give Justin Milligan a call at 870-243-2820.
Local basketball star Austin Reeves is part of the Central Dealerships team. And just like Austin, we want you to join our team as well. So score big with your new or used vehicle from Central today. Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. We have the perfect ride waiting for you and exceptional service. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today.
When you ask someone about their favorite show, there's a good chance it's on CBS or Fox, two of the most popular networks in the country. When you ask someone where they go for local news and information, they usually say Northeast Arkansas News. When you ask someone how they grew their business, they'll probably tell you they advertise with KJNB. When you add it all up, top-rated networks, local focus, and dynamic advertising, you get more than just a TV station. You'll get a hometown friend. KJNB. This is who we are. This is home.
Our journey began way back in 1891 with a group of folks who believed that this community deserved a local bank. Well, it's been over 130 years, and we're still the only true community bank in Northeast Arkansas. Our core beliefs in supporting the places that we call home hasn't changed, and it never will. We care about you. We care about our communities, because every journey matters.
In March 2025, the forgotten legends of small school hoops return to the spotlight. Now the game enters a new quarter. This December, the Final Jump Shot podcast makes its highly anticipated return for a second season. More legends, more stories brought back to life after being forgotten for too long. And we're just getting started. Season 2 of the Final Jump Shot podcast, debuting December 2025 on all major podcast platforms.
Northeast Arkansas, it's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside. Greene County Tech versus Ridgefield Christian. Searcy versus West Side, and the primetime showdown, Brooklyn versus Nettleton. Can't make it in person? Catch every game live streamed on the NEA Sports Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss the 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic.
Get ready for action. Glen Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day. Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day event live. KJNB, this is home.
Arkansas, it's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside. Greene County Tech versus Ridgefield Christian. Searcy versus West Side. And the primetime showdown, Brooklyn versus Nettleton. Can't make it in person? Catch every game live streamed on the NEA Sports Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss the 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic.
Get ready for action. Glen Sane, Empower, NEA Sports, Temple Baptist Church, and KJNB are excited to present the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day. Wednesday, November 12th. Experience it firsthand as we sit down with players and coaches to preview the upcoming season. It all happens live. You don't want to miss it. Wednesday, November 12th. Go to the KJNB Facebook page to catch the 2025 Northeast Arkansas Basketball Media Day event live. KJNB, this is home.
Want to welcome everybody back here on the NEA Sports Network to Our presentation of tonight's football game rivalry matchup between the Walnut Ridge Bobcats and the Hoxie Mustangs. And Randy, it has been all Walnut Ridge in this one. They lead this one 32-0 as we are set to start the second half, and it will be the Mustangs that will get the football.
Yeah, it's definitely been all Bobcats here tonight. So far, Jace Blake has 6 carries for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carter Morris has 5 carries for 49 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also has a 23-yard reception. So just piling up stats for Walnut Ridge.
Kick that's going to go out of bounds. There'll be a flag, and they'll place it at the 35-yard line, and the Mustangs will try to score for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and if anything, just for the seniors that I know Coach Sears has a lot of affinity for and that have given so much to this football program, you want to give them something good to go out on, and you hope they put something together here. So far, Max Slaughter, he's got 13 carries for 38 yards, so he's kind of been the go-to guy. Dylan Barnhill, too, is he's got, 7 carries on the night for 35 yards. So, there's the 1-2 punch, but they've got to get some more big explosive plays in order to get some points on the board.
First play goes handoff. Not much to show for it. Maybe a yard. They will actually give them 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, and, we've seen a lot of that, Walnut Ridge's defense has been very strong up the middle tonight. They a lot of, Slaughter's carries tonight. Let's see, 8 of his 13 carries have been for 3 yards or less. So, just going to show you that, Walnut Ridge has not only been explosive offensively, but they've been stout defensively as well.
They've been great in every aspect. Even the one punt return they had on special teams was a nice return by Jace Blake. So there's a carry that's going to push them close to a first down, but it will be short. It's going to make it 3rd down and 2, a long 2.
Aiden Rodney on the carry there for the Mustangs, and I think we'll probably get to see some Max Slaughter right here. It just depends on what Coach Cole Sears wants to do. And one thing I do want to say is I've got tons of respect for Tom Sears, but Cole is a fine, outstanding young coach, and I think he's got a big future ahead of him.
Well, a good carry right there. Good job by the offensive line to move that play forward and not only pick up 2, but they picked up more than 2, and it's a first down for Hoxie.
Yeah, just Dylan Barnhill getting up under center and recognizing the defense, going with the quarterback sneak, and getting a 4-yard gain and a first down.
Well, and Randy, you talk about Coach Sears and Cole and that sort of thing, and the amount of success that Hoxie has had, and you look over there in the opposite end zone in which they're going right now. They every year they've made the playoffs, and it's just a crazy amount. There's a carry that's going to maybe pick up a yard or 2, but you look over there and just a streak of playoff appearances. They have not missed the playoffs since 2016. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight years of the playoffs, and then you look beyond that, and it was 2009 was the last time before that. So since 2000, and you can even go back to 2004, they've only missed the playoffs 2 times. I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And you look down at the other end, and they've got 8 conference championships in the last 20 years. So Tom Sears has built an outstanding program here at Hoxie, and I would expect nothing but, them to be on the rise. But, hey, let's be honest, this conference – probably from top to bottom in this classification about as good as you're going to find when you look at Rivercrest, Newport, Osceola, Walnut Ridge. Harrisburg is much improved this year.
Really are.
So there's a lot of good teams. It's a very tough conference. If you can make the playoffs in this conference, you're probably going to make some noise in the state playoffs.
Well, and I made the comment outside a minute ago to someone that, if Osceola is your 4 seed, and we know how good Osceola can be at football, or basketball for that matter, but football was what we're talking about right now, that should tell you how good a Walnut Ridge or a Rivercrest or Newport are.
There's no doubt. And, I think it says a lot about what Coach Blake has done. And we talked about that, that core group of juniors and then the senior leadership that they have to be, a force in this conference. I mean, last season, if you think back to last season, they were the preseason pick by the coaches to win the conference.
Yeah.
And then, this season they get big wins against Osceola. I guess their only losses are Newport and Rivercrest in the conference. So, from top to bottom, this conference has some very, very good football teams.
Here comes a big run up the gut there by Max Slaughter, and one of his better runs on the evening.
Yeah, definitely his best run of the night, and big pickup for a first down for Hoxie. And now they're approaching the red zone and their best offensive series of the night. And I think it shows you too, we're just talking about Coach Sears and Cole, and you got Jeremy Palmer, who's been around forever as an offensive line guy, and he's as good as there is at that coaching job, and the adjustments that those guys have made in the locker room, it shows you that nobody on this sideline that's in green and black is giving up on this game, and they're not giving up on the kids, and the kids aren't giving up on the coaches, and it says a lot about the program.
Well, and talk about not giving up. The Mustangs have put together a nice little drive right here with 7 minutes and 13 seconds to play, so they are inching close. Well, they've reached the red zone. They are at the 20, so 2nd and 7. That one is in the hands of Max Slaughter, and it's going to be 3rd down.
And this is, what I know Coach Sears wanted to do from the outset is, and they started with the onside kick, and it didn't go as planned, but, his plan obviously was coming in here, let's control the ball, let's control the clock, let's deliberately and meticulously move the ball downfield and put together drives like they're putting together right here. And, unfortunately they had some penalties, just some bad field position, and Walnut Ridge was super explosive. But, this is the drive that we kind of expected from the get-go.
Barnhill opts to keep on that play, and he'll have the 1st down.
And that's just a little quarterback dive. He gets right in behind Max Slaughter, the fullback, and unfortunately we got a Walnut Ridge player down on the field.
That's what I'm nervous about right now, and it looked like he was in some pain, but they get him up and getting him off the field, so I don't really know what happened right there.
It appears like it might be an ankle.
Yeah. That was Carter Morse. It's not a guy you want to see get hurt.
No, it is not a guy you want to see get hurt heading into the playoffs and the Battle of the Bobcats.
Good news is he walked off the field by himself, so maybe he just tweaked something there. It'll be okay. All right, so 1st and 10, ball's at the 14-yard line. Mustangs with their best chance tonight of scoring. Barnhill under center. He hands off to the edge, and there's a nice run.
And that's Dalen Barnhill on the carry for 8 yards. And they get down inside the 10 now. So, I just you're really impressed with kids and how they respond to adversity, and you could look and say, this year has been, not something that they anticipated coming into it. But Coach Sears talked about in the pregame show how much that the kids have worked and never had bad.
And that's Barnhill who kept, and he runs it 6 yards straight up the middle for a touchdown with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. How about that? He just simply took it, and there was a wide open hole right up the middle, Randy.
Yeah, and it just looked like Walnut Ridge, like we talked about in the first half, went to an even front to kind of try to take away the gaps in the B and C gaps, so between guard and tackle, and Dylan Barnhill just sees that and takes it right up the middle for a touchdown.
So they will attempt an extra point right here. That is Caleb Baker, junior on this team, that lines up for the extra point. It is straight through the uprights, and with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Hoxie strikes. It's 32-7 Walnut Ridge here on the NEA Sports Network.
At Glensane, we know extra time is hard to come by. Your hands are full, your days are packed, and time doesn't slow down. We work hard when you have a service issue. With full service centers at each of our 4 locations, we will always do our best to make it convenient for you and your busy lifestyle. Thank you for trusting our family with your family for over 70 years.
A Ritter Go-Getter gets everything done, and Ritter Gig Internet can handle a ton. You'll create art for the whole world to see, find new ways to support all your teams, and arrange new arrangements for arranging your screens. You'll game, you'll stream, you'll bike till you can't. Create filtered water for you and your plants. Or watch video instructions for hemming your pants. With Ritter Internet, look at all you'll accomplish, connect all your devices, and, schmabomplish? With Wi-Fi this fast, there can be none better. So get in touch and be a Ritter Go-Getter.
We have returned to Hoxie. The Mustangs have scored. Nice drive there, and they pick up 7 points. Onside kick coming, and that is Morse who falls on the football. So good news there. Not only do they recover that, but also Carter Morse came out on a defensive play earlier where he looked like he was hurt, but he's back out there, and I think he's fine.
Yeah, it looks so, and that's good news for the Bobcats.
No doubt about that. So Walnut Ridge will look to strike here for the first time here in the second half. Send the man in motion. Going to throw it deep down the field. It looks underthrown, and it's going to be, it should have been intercepted, as that was well underthrown, and it was Tristan Faust, I believe that's how you say it, either Faust or Faust, that could have had a chance at an interception right there.
Yeah, and Faust goes up high and almost makes the play. He high points it, but just can't come down with it.
Man, oh man, that would have been a big play right there, Randy.
That would have been a big play, and you get the ball back quick here in the third quarter, and
well, and I think Jeff Blake may just dial up some run, and nothing there though. How about that?
Momentum's a funny thing in high school football. For some reason, when things kind of go wrong, they tend to snowball a little bit. And right now we got Walnut Ridge going backwards. Hoxie's come out, really showing a lot of fight and effort in this second half.
Well, the battle for the bells going on tonight, and GCT is just pounding on Paragould, 34-7. And that score may not be fully accurate because it's off of Fearless Friday, and it gets updated not too often. But 34-7, that's one of those games that usually is close, and Tech is all over Paragould.
Yeah, and that's good for Coach Nathan Morgan. I've got a ton of respect for him, and really, and Coach Phillips as well. They're fighting an uphill battle just because over the years you just hadn't had a lot of positive things happen in each of those programs. But those kids love the Battle of the Bell, and they come ready to play for that. But it looks like Greene County Tech is playing well tonight.
Well, and that's a game that I've had the honor of calling a few times over the years, and I'll tell you, that's a fun one to be at. That atmosphere is really, really good, and it seems like everybody in the city of Paragoul's at that one. There's a pass. It's going to be complete. That's going to be a first down, as it is Jace Dulaney that hauls in the catch, the sophomore on this team.
Yeah, and that was just a nice little crossing route by Dulaney. He comes across the middle. Jace Blake scrambles out to his right just a little bit with a half roll and throws it back across the field. Just a great scheme there by Coach Blake, and nice throw and catch.
There it goes on look like a double handoff right there to Callahan, and Callahan's about to score. He will. Touchdown, Walnut Ridge.
And Jasper Callahan, really just, takes it up the middle. He gets about 6-7 yards,
right,
and then makes some contact, and then he just breaks out of the pile and accelerates into the end zone.
I don't know if you could tell by my voice on that, but I was under the assumption he was about to go down, and then, man, he just emerged, and the Bobcats strike again, and they're back up 38-7. So that little bit of momentum Hoxie had, Walnut Ridge kind of puts out that flame, and they now will go for two right here. And it is Morris who will work his way into the end zone for two. It is 40-7, 3:32 to play in the third quarter, and we'll be back here in a moment on the NEA Sports Network.
Basketball star Austin Reeves is part of the Central Dealerships team. And just like Austin, we want you to join our team as well. So score big with your new or used vehicle from Central today. Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. We have the perfect ride waiting for you and exceptional service. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today.
Low liner of a kick to start this next possession, and man, that was a lick right there. There's a flag on the play. And the Mustangs will have the football. We'll find out what the flag's all about.
Yeah, again, Aiden Rodney with the nice scoop on the low kick. And we got a face mask, so they're going to tack 15 yards onto that return.
Enjoyed coming down to Hoxie tonight. Randy, in my opinion, it's one of the best press boxes in Northeast Arkansas.
Oh, it's a very nice facility around here. Coach Sears and the entire Hoxie School District really has a nice facility here.
They got a great the field out there is awesome. They have a pretty new basketball arena over there that's nice as well. So a lot to be proud of, and Coach Sears is the AD. He deserves a lot of credit for that. There's a late flag coming in. I got to think that's going to be some sort of personal foul, unsportsmanlike maybe.
Yeah, and you hope that I know this is a heated rivalry. You hope that the remainder of this game can be played clean, because there's a lot of pride out there. I mean, it's Battle of Lawrence County, and this game's going to be talked about more than just tonight.
No doubt about that. So Mustangs have it at the 28-yard line. About the third time tonight they've had the ball inside the 30. That goes on a pitch, and there's nowhere to run to. It's going to be hit in the backfield for about a 2 to 3 yard loss. Aiden Rodney had the football and just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Jackson Brody out there on the tackle just, I don't know if you noticed, they widened the tackle with about a 3-yard split there to try to get an extra blocker out on the edge, and Mr. Brady just stayed at home and kept his leverage, and Aiden Rodney kind of ran out of room over there on the sideline, and he got him down.
So here we go, 2nd down, 14 for the Mustangs. Quarterback opts to keep, and he just didn't have anywhere to go. He had no the option to pitch wasn't going to be a good one, and you just got to credit Walnut Ridge defense right there.
Yeah, just good, sound, disciplined football. Everybody's taking their responsibilities, and now it puts Hoxie in a position where they've been a couple times tonight, 3rd and long, and you got 2 downs. You're inside the 40. A lot of people call this the high red zone, which but it'll be interesting to see what Coach Sears goes with.
He's going to talk a little bit about it. Timeout, Hoxie. We'll take 1-2 and be back here in a moment on the NEA Sports Network. We have returned. It is 3rd down, 14. The Mustangs will try to convert here. They go with a handoff and a loose football. Luckily for Aiden Rodney, he was able to pick that one right back up. And, Randy, that ended up being a fairly decent gain.
Yeah, nice little 6-yard gain, and just a great job of, losing the football, but it bouncing right back up to him, and he picks it up. And now you got a 4th and 9. Play clock is ticking down. They got plenty of time though there.
Yeah, now at 10 seconds, so they're going to get set up in plenty of time. And 4th down right here. Looking at a pass, and he is hit on the play. It's up in the air. That one is going to be knocked down. Could have been intercepted, but it'll be knocked down by Jackson Brady. And it's a turnover on downs, and the Walnut Ridge Bobcats have one thing on their mind now, and that's to go score one more time and get the clock running.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that they're wanting to get that sportsmanship rule in effect and get out of here. One thing you've noticed here in the second half, we have not yet seen a carry by Jace Blake.
Oh, you're right about that. And that's Callahan again, still on his feet. Callahan, referee might have gotten his way a little bit right there. So, but how about Callahan? He has looked really good here in the second half. Had a couple good carries in the first half.
Yeah, he did, and he's, last 2 carries got 61 yards on a 40-yard touchdown run and a 21-yard gain right there. So. We're seeing, a lot of different weapons that Walnut Ridge has.
Here's another carry coming, and that one is going to be really, really close to the first down. That one was Jersey Cunningham. Senior.
Yeah, he's back at quarterback there, so.
You know, and I look at Callahan. He is a sophomore on this team. Coach Blake talks about the good group of juniors and sophomores. They got a lot coming back. We're going to have a end of the third quarter. It's 40-7 in favor of Walnut Ridge on the NEA Sports Network.
No matter what the job calls for, contractors can count on Barton's. With your own dedicated sales representative, you'll get personalized support and accurate material takeoffs to keep your project on budget. Need flexible financing? We offer in-house accounts and financing options. Plus, take advantage of our product holding, on-site delivery, and professional installation of flooring, cabinets, and vanities. Supplying local contractors for 140 years. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
Since 1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students.
It was in there when it happened. And we're back here at Hoxie. Walnut Ridge has the football. Callahan, I believe, was the guy and play still alive over there on the far sideline. That's going to be a first down.
Callahan has really come out here impressive in the second half. I mean, like you said, we saw a couple carries in the first half that were good, but boy, he's and he's not very big.
No,
but
he's
boy,
fast.
He is fast.
And he's tough to bring down.
Yeah, he really is. We still have Jersey Cunningham at the quarterback position, so that's good to see.
He still has the football. He's going to get near and out of bounds over on the near sideline. And I would personally love to see Jersey score one here in his final regular season football game.
Yeah, because if anybody over the last couple of years as Walnut Ridge has kind of been building this program of where it is, Jersey Cunningham is a name that comes up frequently and been one of their go-to guys.
So Randy, I'm actually going to do a feature on him in our magazine. It's the basketball magazine coming out at the end of this month. He is a basketball player as well. That's going to go direct snap to Morse, and a good gain right there. What I was going to say, though, about Jersey, article about him, about playing both sports and that sort of thing. But one thing that I really like that I've learned about him over the last couple of years, him and a couple of his classmates, I think it was like maybe started out like as an East project or something, but they started making their own caps. And so they went to some competition, and they sell like trucker caps and that sort of thing. So that's going to be a part of that article, kind of him starting his own business.
Wow.
And Coach Blake was proud of him. He talked about it 2 years ago at Media Day, and so I happened to ask again about it this year, and he said, "Yeah, we still got it going." So
wow.
I thought that was really, really neat.
That's exceptional from a high school kid, huh?
Speaking of, he will carry the football that time. He's brought down by a couple of Mustangs and know really where to go on that one. It's going to be third down and short.
Yeah, and, he's got 4 carries here in the second half, and, he was the target of a couple passes in the first half, and so he's still a big part of this Walnut Ridge offense and playing defense as well.
And here comes the crazy-looking shift, but there's an immediate flag thrown. They're going to say it's offsides on Hoxie, so first down.
And that's a lot of movement there for a Hoxie, defensive lineman to look at and not make any movement on.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I think that's something the officiating crew, before the night starts, I don't know how much video they ever watch of these teams are going to do, but you would like at least a heads up of, hey, this might happen tonight. You got to be really aware of that.
Yeah,
and there's a flag.
And a lot of times
false start.
The head coach will tip the officials off to that sort of thing. You say, hey, we'll be doing this, and so when we see that. So.
I really wish in high school they would do like they do in college and the pros and say who the number of the player it was on.
Yeah, the only issue I have with that is that when you start getting into personal fouls and
that's
stuff
true. That's a good point.
with a high school kid,
that's a good point.
It gets a little dicey.
That's a good. I haven't thought about that element of it. That's a good point. Morse is going to have the football. He will run it. Not much on that one.
Yeah, and Hoxie's really kind of bowed their back right here, pressed up against their goal line, and it's second and goal from the 11-yard line with that, the penalty. So, it'll be interesting to see how Walnut Ridge attacks the end zone to try to get that sportsmanship rule in effect.
Throw to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Quarterback was hit on the play, too.
And that was that Brogan Tate that made the throw?
I think so.
Brogan Tate on the throw and incompletion. One thing about this offense is, the ball can go anywhere in the backfield, and which basically means that really there's almost no designated quarterback. And I know, in the single wing history, I don't think they had a quarterback designated, and if he wasn't always directly behind the center.
This time it's Callahan on the direct snap, and not much there, so it's going to be fourth down.
It'll be interesting to see.
Well,
we haven't seen Jace Blake, and we're not going to see him right here, but I would think you would probably put the ball in Jersey Cunningham's hands to see if he may run or pass.
Well, you got that part right. He's going to throw it to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. How about that? Jersey Cunningham with a pass of 8 yards, and the Bobcats lead here. Look at the instant replay as he rolled to his right side, and there's just a man wide open in the back corner of the end zone. That was number 6, Braden Croney.
Just a nice throw and catch there, and we'll get that sportsmanship rule implemented here.
Uh-oh, that ball comes loose, and that will end the play. 7:53 to go in this game. It's 46-7 Bobcats here on the NEA Sports Network.
It's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside. Greene County Tech versus Ridgefield Christian. Searcy versus West Side. And the primetime showdown, Brooklyn versus Nettleton. Can't make it in person? Catch every game live streamed on the NEA Sports Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss the 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic.
Well, we have heavily advertised tonight the NEA Sports Basketball Media Day that will be this coming Wednesday at Temple Baptist Church. As of right now, Randy, and you're going to be there helping us, 69 teams. That is a new record.
Phenomenal.
And it shatters any previous record. And a nice return right there, best return of the night, I believe, for Hoxie, as that is Max Slaughter.
Yeah, Max Slaughter just mans his way up the field on that, and like a bowling ball, and I think he's taking himself out of the game for a moment.
But Wednesday we will go live at 7:05 a.m. Our first team will be up at around 7:12. It'll be the Blyville Chickasaws, and ironically, the Blyville Ladies Chickasaws will end our day at 5:20. Well, actually, by the time they're off the stage, it'll be well beyond 5:30 p.m. So
you're hoping, right?
Yes, I will be. Well, here's the deal. We do it at Temple Baptist Church, and they have services on Wednesday nights, so we will get kicked out if we're not done. I can just tell you that right now.
There's a hard out, is what you're saying.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. I don't anticipate any of that happening. I think we'll stay right on schedule like we always do. But man, it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a fun day. Again, 69 boys and girls basketball teams come in, get a press conference, get fed, get a free shirt. We'll do radio interviews. We got a new media room that they're going to go to shoot some hype videos and photography and shoot some new commercials and stuff. So a lot of fun stuff ahead.
Ryan, tip of the cap to you, because that is a lot of young men and women that are getting a day of exposure, and so that is a lot of fun for you to do that.
There is a maybe the biggest play of the entire night, and that is big number 9 Christian Nichols, a 5'8", 191-pound senior on this team, and there's nobody more excited than except maybe his family up in the stands. But man, he was pumped to get that chance at a big carry.
That's awesome.
All right, so thank you for saying that, Randy. That's it takes a village to do that event, but my poor wife, that's the 69 teams that committed. There's about another 10 to 15 she's been texting, trying to work times out to get them there as well, that we just couldn't make it happen. So nice run, cut back there, and again, it's Nichols. So how about let's get Christian Nichols in the end zone.
Let's get him there. Well, I know how much Miss Brittany does, too, because I can think about when you started.
Yeah, you got firsthand experience
and
on
she was, the person that was, contacting all the coaches and making sure everybody knew times and how many players and where to go and what to do. And so it's impressive what you've put together, and a lot of kids getting recognized. That's awesome.
Handoff this time, short gain. We'll get it to about the 5-yard line, so it is going to be second down. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, Randy. Brittany, she works now with the football coaches, volleyball coaches, basketball boys and girls, and baseball and softball coaches. You add all that up across all those sports is a ton. She's always said the easiest coaches to deal with are the football coaches. So I'm going to throw that out there and compliment.
Good for the football coaches. Good.
I don't know why that is, but that's just what she says.
Well, we're just by nature.
Hey,
we're
how about this? We got a touchdown. We got a touchdown. So the Mustangs get in the end zone.
And that was Dylan Barnhill again up the middle. The previous touchdown was same exact play from same exact scenario, 6 yards out, and he punches it in the end zone.
And I will say this, and she won't care if I say it. She said the most difficult group to deal with. Now it might also be because there's so many of them, but are the basketball coaches. There's some divas out there, so that's her words, and I fully agree with her, but.
I'm going to be quiet.
Extra point is up and good. It's 46-14, and we will take a break and be back here in just a moment.
140 years, homeowners and DIYers have trusted Barton's for their home improvement needs. From small projects to remodels to building a home, our experts are here with the tools, knowledge, and advice to make your project a success. With 10 100% employee-owned locations across Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri, delivery, installation, and free design services, Barton's is your trusted partner for every project. Visit us online at bartons.com. Build it better with Barton's.
At Glensane, we've spent over 70 years trying to do things the right way, with honesty, heart, and hometown pride. With 4 locations across Paragould, Rector, and Kennett, we offer a wide selection of GMC, Chevy, Buick, and Ford vehicles, and service centers to keep them running strong. We're a family-owned business, and we treat every customer like one of our own, because after 70 years, that's what matters most.
cross-eyed doing that. Here's the kickoff. And here comes a return to the 25, and that's about where it'll stop. They may spot it beyond the 25 at the 26. So you got 1 minute and 53 seconds left in this one as the clock will continue to run. Bobcats are going to go ahead and they're going to finish as the 3 seed in the conference. They're going to close out the regular season with a big win over their rival, and they do it on the road here at Hoxie. So a great showing for them here tonight, Randy. And, you know, they look to hopefully see them make a nice little push in the postseason.
Yeah, let's hope for everybody in Northeast Arkansas to have a good postseason and make some noise in the playoffs. I always love playoff time and always cheering for these NEA teams.
No doubt about that. I'd love to see several make it to Little Rock. And do want to mention that we have a full slate of basketball games that will start. Actually, one's next Friday night at Riverside. It'll be Bay at Riverside in a big 2A3 conference game. There they just Coach Buster Campbell just picked up his 1,000th win. I don't know if he's hit 1,001 yet or not, but if not, he'll be shooting for that on next Friday. They named the court after him the other night as well, which very much well deserved for the amount of time that he has put there in that community. But Media Day then, the game there on Friday, and then on Saturday we have the NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic that we've advertised as well. That is 5 games at Nettleton, 5 boys games. Feature matchup is actually our middle of the day matchup between Brooklyn and Nettleton, which should be a great contest. But I'll say this, Randy, hopefully we are not done with football yet. Our plan, and we've said it all along, if the East Poinsett County Warriors can take care of business and get to that Final Four game, they will host in Lepanto on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and our plans are to be in Lepanto for that football game.
Boy, and I think they've got a good chance to do it. I mean, they've, coming off a runner-up finish in last year's state championship game, I think, Coach Powell and that crew's got that team ready to go.
I think so as well. I want to thank the Hoxie administration, Coach Sears, for allowing us to come in and broadcast this rivalry matchup. And just want to wish all these student-athletes best of luck in whatever they do in the future. Look forward to covering this game again next year. As mentioned, those are their broadcasts on up ahead. Coach will be with us there again on Wednesday for Media Day. As again, we have 69 boys and girls basketball teams, and then several other things to come after that. Thank you for helping us this year, Randy.
It's been an outstanding time. I love it. You do a great job, and everybody behind the scenes, and it's a lot of fun. And you, Ryan, just it probably doesn't get said, and it definitely doesn't get said enough, but what you do for NEA sports and all the kids and the exposure that they get, you should be commended. So good job on that, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, as I say, it takes a village to do all this stuff. There's a ton of people that are involved, so I thank you for the compliment, but I couldn't do it without the crews and the different people that go behind all that, and family support at home too, because I'm away a lot from them, and I have my now director saying, well, he's making a job. I thought he was trying to just cut me off. So anyway, with all that being said, final score here tonight at Hoxie, Walnut Ridge wins it 46-14. For Randy Coleman, I'm Ryan Fletcher saying so long, everybody.
Northeast Arkansas, it's almost time to tip it off. The 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic hits the court Saturday, November 15th at Nettleton High School in Jonesboro. 5 huge games, 1 action-packed day. Heber Springs versus Valley View at noon. Paragould versus Riverside. Greene County Tech versus Ridgefield Christian. Searcy versus West Side. And the primetime showdown, Brooklyn versus Nettleton. Can't make it in person? Catch every game live streamed on the NEA Sports Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't miss the 2025 NEA Sports Tip-Off Classic.